You can code! Yes, really, hello there, so you want to learn about coding? That is brilliant! Many people think coding is super hard. They think it is only for brainy people, or for people who love maths. But I'm here to tell you a secret, that is not true at all. Anyone can learn to code. Yes, that means you too, you do not need to be a genius, you just need a bit of curiosity. And a little bit of patience helps too, of course. Coding is becoming a really important skill. It is like reading or writing, but for computers. Think about all the apps on your phone. Think about your favorite websites, or even the games you play. Code makes all of those things work. Learning to code can open up so many doors. You could build your own website, you could make your own game, you could even start a new career. The possibilities are truly endless for you. The best part is, you do not need any past experience. None at all. It does not matter if you have never seen a line of code before. Everyone starts somewhere. I started from scratch too. It felt a bit strange at first. But then it started to click. It is like learning a new language. Or learning to play a musical instrument. You take small steps. You practice a little bit each day, and soon, you will be surprised at what you can do. So, get ready for an exciting adventure. We are going to explore the world of coding together. We will keep things simple and fun. We will break down big ideas into small, easy pieces. You will see that coding is not scary. It is actually very creative and rewarding. Are you ready to start? I bet you are. Let's dive in and discover how you can become a coder. It is easier than you think. So, what exactly is coding? Let's imagine you are talking to a friend. You use words they understand, you give them instructions. For example, please pass me that book. Your friend understands and does it. Coding is a bit like that, but instead of talking to a friend, you are talking to a computer. Computers need very specific instructions. They do not understand English or any other human language directly. They have their own special languages. These special languages are called programming languages. When you code, you are writing instructions for a computer. You write these instructions in a programming language. The computer then reads your code. It follows your instructions step by step. This is how software is made. It is how apps work. It is how websites show you things. Code is the set of rules that tells the computer what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. It is the magic behind the screen. Think of it like a recipe for a cake. A recipe has a list of ingredients. It also has a list of steps. You follow the steps in order. If you miss a step or do it wrong, the cake might not turn out well. Coding is very similar. Your code is the recipe. The computer is the chef. It follows your recipe exactly. If your instructions are clear and correct, the computer will do what you want. It will create something amazing for you. So, coding is just giving instructions to a computer. These instructions are written in a special way. The computer then carries out these tasks. It might show a picture, it might play a sound, it might calculate a sum, or it might run a whole game. All these actions are controlled by code. You are the director. The computer is your very obedient actor. It is a powerful feeling to make a computer do things just by writing some text. To start coding, you do not need much. You probably already have the main tool. That tool is your computer. Any normal laptop or desktop computer will work fine. It does not need to be brand new or super powerful. Whether it is a Windows PC, a Mac, or even a Linux machine, you are good to go. The most important thing is that it can run a web browser and a text editor. We will talk more about text editors very soon. A text editor is where you will write your code. It is like a very simple version of Microsoft Word, but it is made specially for writing code. Some popular text editors are free. Examples include Visual Studio Code, Sublime Text, or Atom. These editors help you by coloring different parts of your code. This makes it easier to read. They can also help you find mistakes. You just type your instructions into the text editor. Then you save the file. Sometimes you might hear about IDEs. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. An IDE is like a text editor with extra powers. It often includes a text editor, but it also has other tools built in. These tools can help you run your code. They can help you fix problems. For beginners, a simple text editor is often enough, but as you learn more, you might like using an IDE. Many IDEs are also free, which is great news for learners. You can even start coding without installing anything. There are many websites that let you write and run code directly in your web browser. These are called online code editors or coding playgrounds. Websites like Replit, CodePen, or JS Fiddle are brilliant for this. They are perfect for trying things out quickly. You can experiment with code, you can share your creations easily. So, you see, getting started with the right tools is quite straightforward and often costs nothing at all. Now let's talk about choosing your first programming language. It can feel a bit daunting. There are so many languages out there. But do not worry. For beginners, some languages are much friendlier than others. One of the best languages to start with is Python. Python is very popular, and there is a good reason for that. Its creators designed it to be easy to read. Its syntax is clean and looks a bit like plain English. Python is like a friendly snake that guides you into coding. You can use Python for many different things. People use it to build websites. They use it for data science. That means looking at lots of information to find patterns. Scientists use Python for research. Artists even use it to create art. It is also used in AI, which is artificial intelligence. So learning Python opens up many exciting paths for your future coding journey. Writing code in Python feels quite natural. For example, to show a message on the screen, you just write. See? It is not scary at all. Python handles a lot of complicated computer stuff in the background. This means you can focus on learning the main ideas of coding. You can get your programs working quickly. This is very motivating when you are just starting out. It helps you see results fast, which makes learning much more fun. Many universities and schools teach Python as a first language. There are tons of free tutorials online. There are helpful communities too. If you get stuck, it is easy to find help. Python is a great choice because it teaches you good coding habits. The skills you learn with Python can be used with other languages too. So, if you are wondering where to begin your coding adventure, Python is a fantastic and welcoming place to start your learning. Section 5, Web Weaving, HTML and CSS for Beginners. If you dream of building websites, then you need to know about HTML and CSS. These are not exactly programming languages in the same way Python is, but they are the basic building blocks of every single web page you see. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. That sounds complicated, but it is not. HTML is all about structure. It tells the web browser what things are on the page. Is it a heading? Is it a paragraph? Is it an image? Think of HTML as the skeleton of a web page. It gives the page its basic form. You use special tags in HTML to define different parts. For example, means this is a paragraph, and means this is a main heading. You write these tags in a plain text file. Then you save it with the extension like. When you open this file in a web browser like Chrome or Firefox, it shows your web page. It is quite magical to see your first web page appear. Now, HTML alone can look a bit plain. That is where CSS comes in. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS is all about style. It tells the browser how the HTML elements should look. What color should the heading be? What font should the paragraph use? How much space should be around the image? CSS makes your web pages look good. It adds the personality, the colors, the layout, and all the visual appeal to your website. HTML and CSS work together like a team. HTML provides the content and structure. CSS provides the design and presentation. You usually write your CSS rules in a separate file, then you link that CSS file to your HTML file. This keeps things organized. Learning HTML and CSS is a great starting point for web development. You can create your own online portfolio, or a fan page for your favorite hobby. It is very rewarding to build something visual that you can share with the world. Section 6. Making Web Magic JavaScript Fun. Once you know HTML for structure and CSS for style, you might want your web pages to do more. What if you want things to happen when a user clicks a button? What if you want to show a pop-up message? Or create a cool animation? That is where JavaScript comes in. JavaScript is a proper programming language. It runs right in the user's web browser. It makes websites interactive and dynamic. It adds the magic to your web pages. Think of it like this. HTML is the noun, the thing. CSS is the adjective, how the thing looks. JavaScript is the verb, what the thing does. JavaScript can change HTML content, it can change CSS styles, it can react to things the user does like moving the mouse or typing on the keyboard, it can validate forms to make sure users enter correct information, it can even fetch data from other websites to display on your page. It is incredibly powerful. You write JavaScript code in a file, often with the extension. Then you link this file to your HTML page, similar to how you link a CSS file. or you can put small bits of JavaScript code directly inside your HTML file. Learning JavaScript might seem a bit trickier than HTML and CSS at first, but it uses many of the same coding ideas you might learn with Python. Ideas like variables and loops, which we will talk about soon. With JavaScript, you can make simple games that run in a browser. You can create interactive quizzes. You can build photo galleries that change images when you click. The possibilities are huge. Many modern websites rely heavily on JavaScript for their features. Learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript together gives you a very strong foundation. You will be able to build amazing, modern, and interactive websites from scratch. It is a fantastic skill set for any aspiring web developer. Section 7. Code's core parts, variables, loops, and functions. No matter which programming language you learn, some ideas are common to nearly all of them. These are the basic building blocks of code. Let's look at a few. First, we have variables. Think of a variable as a box. You can put something in the box. You can also give the box a label. In coding, a variable is a named place to store information. This information could be a number, some text, or other types of data. You can change what is in the box later. For example, in Python you might write, "Here is the label on the box," and Alice is the piece of text stored inside. Later you could change it too. Variables are super useful. They let your program remember things. They let your program work with data that can change. Imagine a game. You would use variables to store the player's score, their health, or their name. They are fundamental to how programs work. Next up are loops. Loops are all about repetition. Sometimes you need your program to do the same thing many times. Instead of writing the same line of code over and over again, you can use a loop. A loop will repeat a block of code as many times as you tell it to, or it might repeat until a certain condition is met. For example, you could use a loop to say hello to 10 different people, or to draw 10 stars on the screen. Loops save you a lot of typing. Then there are functions. A function is like a mini program within your main program. It is a block of code that does a specific task. You give the function a name. Then whenever you want to do that task, you just call the function by its name. This makes your code much more organized. It also means you do not have to write the same bit of code in many places. If you need to bake a cake, do a task multiple times, you write the recipe, function, once and reuse it. Variables, loops, and functions are your best friends in coding. Section 8. Bug busting. When your code goes bowing. When you start coding, you will make mistakes. Everyone does. Even very experienced programmers make mistakes. These mistakes in code are often called bugs. Finding and fixing these bugs is called debugging. It is a normal part of coding, so do not feel bad when your code does not work perfectly the first time. It is like being a detective. You have to look for clues to find out what went wrong. It can even be a bit of fun. Sometimes the bug is just a small typing error. Maybe you misspelled a variable name, or you forgot a comma or a bracket. Computers are very picky. They need the instructions to be exact. Your text editor or IDE can often help you spot these simple errors. They might underline the problem in red or show an error message. Reading these error messages carefully is a very important skill. They often tell you where the problem is, and sometimes even how to fix it. Another common issue is a logic error. This means your code runs without crashing, but it does not do what you wanted it to do. For example, maybe your calculator program adds numbers when it should subtract them. These bugs can be trickier to find. A good way to find them is to test your code with simple examples. You can also print out the values of your variables at different points. This helps you see what the computer is actually doing. It is like following the recipe step by step to see where the cake went wrong. Remember, debugging is a skill you learn with practice. Do not get discouraged. Ask for help if you are really stuck. Online forums and communities are full of people who are happy to help beginners. Learning to fix your own errors is a huge step. It makes you a better coder. Each bug you fix teaches you something new, so embrace the bugs. They are just little puzzles waiting to be solved on your coding journey, and solving them feels great. Section 9. Let's build. Fun mini projects to start. The best way to learn coding is by doing. Reading about code is good. Watching tutorials is helpful. But actually writing your own code and building things is where the real learning happens. Start with small, simple projects. This will help you practice what you have learned. It will also build your confidence. You will see your ideas come to life on the screen, and that is a fantastic feeling, believe me. It is what keeps us coders coding. What kind of projects can you start with? If you are learning Python, you could make a simple calculator. It could ask the user for two numbers. Then it could add, subtract, multiply, or divide them. Or you could make a number guessing game. The computer thinks of a number, and the user tries to guess it. These projects use variables, input from the user, and maybe some simple loops. They are great for practicing the basics in a fun way. If you are learning HTML and CSS, your first project could be a simple personal web page. It could have a heading with your name, it could have a paragraph about your hobbies, you could add a picture of yourself or your pet. Then you can use CSS to change the colors, fonts, and layout. Another idea is to create a tribute page for someone you admire, or a recipe page for your favorite food. These projects help you understand structure and style. As you get more comfortable, you can try slightly bigger projects. Maybe combine HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to make a simple to-do list app, or a quiz with multiple choice questions. The key is to choose projects that interest you. This will keep you motivated. Do not be afraid to try things. If it does not work, that is okay. You can debug it and learn from it. Every line of code you write, every project you complete, makes you a better coder. Keep practicing, keep building, and enjoy the journey. You have got this.